This is the 57th Regiment Memorial. The 57th Regiment still holds the title of the most heroic unit in the world. All 49 officers and 3,480 soldiers were martyred one by one, including the regiment commander, Lieutenant Colonel Hüseyin Avni Bey after him. Other commanders like Elbistanlı Bey and Major Mayor Fevzi from Isparta also fell. As the ranks diminished, captain, first lieutenant, there were no more ranked officers left, and the regiment's chaplain became the last commander, the last soldier of the 57th Regiment before he was martyred, hung the regiment's flag on a small tree branch, ensuring it did not touch the ground, because that flag represented the honor and dignity of the regiment. The Australians found the flag in this manner, took it, and inscribed on it, brought from the battlefield but never captured. In Turkish culture, the last soldier must fall before the regiment's flag can be taken. Please bow respectfully as you pass under this flag. On the first day of the battle, April 25th, another battalion of the regiment joined. The fight at AM after just 4-5 hours. The battalion commander was told, "Gather your battalion, it has been worn down." When the commander returned, he saw that out of 900 soldiers, only 80 remained, with 820 martyred in just 4.5 hours. Currently, there is no 57th Regiment in the Turkish military. There are regiments named 57, 56, 58, but no soldiers under the 57th Regiment name, which is reserved to honor the world's most heroic unit. This story is not found in books, so I urge teachers and historians to listen. A few days before becoming a martyr, the regiment commander showed the place where he would fall in a riverbed. On the second day of Ramadan Bayram, a shell fell on his tent. On August 13th, he was martyred in a trench in the riverbed. A few days earlier, 2 prisoners were brought to his tent. The men were trembling with fear. One had a gun, a binocular, and a Bible, the holy book of Christians. We treated these 2 prisoners as guests. But what did they do to us? An Australian war correspondent named Charles tells this story. Despite only noting significant events during his 8-9 months here, his writings filled thousands of pages. One entry states that on August 8, 1915, there was a pen with 100 Turkish and 2 German prisoners. The pen was turned into a prisoner camp. The British and Australians poured gasoline and oil around the pen and set it on fire. The Turks, faced with the intense flames, huddled together and eventually burned alive, screaming in agony. Meanwhile, the British and Australians laughed heartily, mocking the Turks' plight. The same incident had occurred the previous day, August 7th. In 1945, one of the former prisoners, now a villager, said to his wife, "I still can't forget Anakale, even after 30 years. I always tell my family about the kind commander who treated us well." His family, though only knowing him by name, was familiar with Lieutenant Colonel Hüseyin Avni Bey due to the prohibition. He needed permission to visit, which he received from Tekin Arbaran, the son of the fallen commander. Tekin Arbaran, who later became a general, granted special permission for 3 days and revealed that his father was a martyr of Anakale. Keeping his promise, the former prisoner went to Ankara. In Tekin Arbaran's house, he saw a photo on the wall and exclaimed, "This is the commander I have been talking about for 30 years. Recognizing the picture of Hüseyin Avni Bey in his cap, he realized the connection. Tekin Arbaran brought out a gun, binocular, and Bible. The old prisoner said, "These are mine." Arbaran replied, "Yes, they are yours." The relics had been carefully passed down through the regiments, reaching Tekin Arborin with precise information. Tekin Arborin asked, "Why were you trembling in my father's tent 30 years ago?" The answer was shocking. The British told us the Turks were barbaric, cannibals who ate human flesh. We were terrified, thinking the Turks would eat us. Our last veteran, Hüseyin Avni, was known for carrying wounded Australian soldiers in his arms. The British, however, often shot our soldiers who carried their wounded. Erzincan H. Smen Mustafa Azam, commander of the 2nd Battalion 6th Company of the 57th Regiment, confronted British Captain Watts in battle. The two grasped each other's throats until a machine gun brought them both down. After the war, during cemetery works in 1918, they found two skeletons clutching each other's throats. Their dog tags identified them, but the real story was in their hands. Mustafa Azam held Captain Watts' cross, and Watts held Mustafa Azam's amulet. This encapsulated the essence of the war.